So, we're back again one more time. This is the third episode already of the Dungeon Beats New Form podcast, and it's mad, really. 3 episodes already. What's everyone saying? Is everybody good? Let me know what we're thinking so far in the comments or whatever. Hope everybody's enjoying it. Any suggestions, obviously, we're always open. Obviously, we're using this as a place to promote Dungeon Beats, promote music that I'm into, music that I'm listening to, music that's been sent to me, all that good stuff. But yeah, any suggestions on what you'd like to see, anything like that, then just give us a shout, let us know. If you've not joined the Discord server already, then that's somewhere you can conversate with us, let us know what's cracking. Also, obviously, the Bandcamp VIP is up now, which is something that we launched recently to give you exclusive access to things like tunes, merch, offers on events, all that good stuff. Recently, we released a tune from Arman, which was called Hollow, and then Argo, The Message, which is out now and only available through the Bandcamp VIP series. So make sure you go and sign up for that. You'd get one tune every month, which is exclusive. Obviously, then, like I mentioned, you get the offers on the merch, events, all that good stuff. You get access to the EPs that are coming out on Dungeon Beats or have come out. So there's a Sub Rose EP that you'd have access to there as well. So it's definitely worth doing, and obviously you're supporting us. All right, let's get into the first one. Gets my favorite ever MC from the UK. Best rapper MC that the UK has produced for me. Before you start shouting at me, these are opinions. He released a new album recently, which is called Purpose with Purpose. It was released on February the 23rd of this year. If you've not heard it, I would highly recommend going and checking it. It's obviously great to see his development as an artist. He's fully rounded now. These albums are works of art. This one is an icy one. He teams up with one of the best from the new school, so Unknown T. This one is called Blood on My Hands from On Purpose with Purpose by Gets. Check it out.
I've shown too much love. I paid too much homage. Don't let me prove I'm on it. The suits come tailored. The shoes come polished. The food comes flavored. I'll have a morning soup with the porridge. Catch a pagan in the school run traffic and jump on the roof and bonnet. I don't play no instrument, but I made organs moving bodies. And when there's an incident, I make bad boy music from it. When me and her getting intimate, I park fast so the coupe ain't spotted. Different one day prior. Different drug scene buyer. Switched it up and named higher. And he stick high rub me fire. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips.
Got blood on my hand, ping bun him up quick. Bare airborne blood on the whip. I hate when my mates ain't on the same page, don't make this an awkward trip. Neighbours on the up block know when we pull out and burst off sticks. You don't know about running man down with a machine. I seen a man trip up and fold up quick. Yo, back then used to rock with a PR, but now I got a PR cause I got legit. Grip in the web, can we be out his whole damn crib, but the us fit they're so damn slick. Listen, gang them never trust any bitch, but I still got a few up chicks. Bad gal got bad temptations, I might just fuck up his home with his miss. No games out here to the sun up. Tried to play run-outs, we're still gonna turn up. My man tryna call round a gang, negotiating back the pack, tell them shut up. If you ain't outside putting in work, then you gotta cough up. Our shooters ain't got blood on their hands. Your nigga got caught, shut the fuck up. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips.
Which one of them's lacking respect? Pray I find one of them lacking. A man get a lash in his head. Bang in the face. Slash in the neck. That one there is not deep enough. Splash him and get woke up with a dry throat and a blade in my hand. I'm too bloodthirsty. It's either I slide on my own or find out the hard way who's trustworthy. I just came back for the future, but I know what happened, I'm 2 months early. Smile or crocodile teeth, not one of them two come pearly. My God. Every one of your lyrics are make believe. I'm surprised how many fans you've made believe. Mask on my face, it may be me. All you need is 2 letters on the alphabet, A and E. Yeah, been in the field if you ain't never knocked on your brethren's door with blood on your bare hands. I told bro I did a mad thing nearby. Now I need something to wear, fam. Them boy trying to retaliate before a tear lands. Can't spare, man. They're just making up numbers. There's just one mega spare, man. Blood on my hands, crud on my lips. 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 Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hand?
Alright then, that one, Gets Blood on My Hands featuring Unknown T from his recent album, as I mentioned, which is called Purpose with Purpose. Sorry, On Purpose with Purpose. Listen, I like educating you as well. We don't just come with new. As you know, I'm a UKG head. I love my UKG. One of my favourite producer duos of all time is Groove Chronicles. I used to batter this tune as a YouTube one, you know, them ones where it only ever came out on vinyl, you can't really get it, it was a bit of a myth, and then eventually they released it on Bandcamp. Thank God for Bandcamp. This one's called Faith in You. It's by Groove Chronicles, as I say, which if you don't know is Noodles and LB, that combination there. This one's a classic, one of my favourite UKG tunes of all time. I still batter it in pretty much every single set, and like I say, I'm very, very happy that it's finally been released on Bandcamp. Well, it was released a few years ago on Bandcamp, but you know what I'm saying. So this one is Faith in You by Groove Chronicles, and we're starting it off like this. Yes, back on the other side of that one, which was Faith in You by Groove Chronicles. As I say, that's available to purchase on Bandcamp now if you want to rinse out some old classics, which are obviously still sounding fresh today. Today, what have we got coming up on today's show? So I've got music from Torture, Tubbs, Koza and Logan, Misfit, The Untouchables, Turnian Sound, Jams, K-Dot, Skullflower, bare music, but also, as you probably guessed from the title, we've got LSN. We're going to be speaking to LSN, the remaining two members of LSN. I'm going to be asking them about their upcoming Canadian tour. We're going to be talking about some of their recent tunes that they've released, as they've been extremely consistent in the last year. Well, last 10 years, but last year they released a lot of music as well. So we're going to talk about that. But next one, we're going to keep the tunes rolling. So Kibo, if you don't know about Kibo, then you should definitely get to know about Kibo, because this guy is one of the most interesting lyricists I've heard in a long time. The guy's vocabulary is utterly nuts. And the way he structures his rhymes, the way he flows, is something special. But he's not one of them who's only interesting on sets. The guy can make tunes as well. He's released an album recently, I think. This one I'm going to play today is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's UKG. It's got some disco-y feel in it as well. Zephyr is on production, I'm assuming, and also Cheska. I think they're what's credited in the link, so I'm not sure. And obviously Kibo's on the lyrics, he's on the bars. So this one is called Nang Like This by Kibo, Zephyr and Cheska.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass the mic to my brother Kibo now. Hey, yo, Kibo, spin it for them, bro. Yeah.
Let the nanglotations take place. I'm about to mash mic, I'm about to set pace. Came out the womb with the Nike Air Lace. The doctor said disuse to shower face. Big nut case in the shubs, man, I move like my address. Less Abbott Large Avenue, yeah, I've had a few. Blood white Avenue, bonjour babes, can I skank, I bet you. Nang two-step, I bust like voila. Man take bus and don't tap my card. Still bust buckle, bust bro, and bust my big toe off all of the creps in my yard. Yes, I'm in charge, gaffer status. Hat twist backwards, man to Ash Ketchums. Come like the blaster with mad attachments. Mash up the function with enough fatness, cause them lot ain't nang like this. Them lot's tunes don't bang like this. Them lot ain't smooth like this. They can't make the shubs move like this. Them lot ain't nang like this. Them lot's tunes don't bang like this. Them lot ain't smooth like this. They can't make the shubs move like this. K-I-B-O Fuego, baby Bobby Dazzler. Quazzle lipped MC Frazzler. Leave man overly thrashed like Frosty Jack cans eating and shoplift from Asda. You ain't got it like this, blood, have ya? Your ting is the deadest dinged off kebab shop food. My ting is the lengest caviar. I'm techie like Messi and Xavier. Have a laugh, you ain't nang like I am. Crusty bread can't spud me with your dry hand. Pop top dons on a cat like Nyan. No say I came with a liquor like Payan. Mashed and I'm mashing it out from north to south London. East to west, bless the function. With the nangest sound for your eardrum, best pump this one out your speaker, blood, because coming up with that nang stuff. You dickheads ain't nang enough. I know you feel this one in your jaw side. Your jaw side, ooh yeah. Dishing out that nang stuff. You dickheads ain't nang enough. I know you feel this one in your jaw side. All in your jaw side. Tell your mother. Them lot ain't nang like this. Them lot's tunes don't bang like this. Your tunes are pants. Them lot ain't smooth like this. They can't make the shubs move like this. Them lot ain't nang like this. Them lot's tunes don't bang like this. Them lot ain't smooth like this. They can't make the shubs move like this.
Alright then, so that one's Zephyr, Kibo and Cheska Nang Like This. That one's out now, so run it up if you're feeling it. That one's sick, man. That's a big tune. Alright then, next one. We're taking it down. You see what I mean? We're gonna just relax things down for a second. One of our guys, Volume A on the next one in combination with Iowa. We've actually got a tune, you know. Volume A and Iowa, them two on production, me on the vocals. I think it's coming out end of this year, maybe on vinyl, so I'm not going to reveal too much detail about that. But yeah, we got a tune. This one, anyway, we're taking it down. This is a lovely one. This is one that this is chilled. This is nice and chilled. We're going to take it down a tiny bit. It's got Mimi Novalite on the vocals, who absolutely smashes it. This one's called Beyond the Void. It's a relax and close your eyes type of tune, you know what I mean? It's one of them ones. As I say, Mimi Novalite on the vocals. It's called Beyond the Void, Volume A and Iowa on production. Check it and we'll get into it again on the other side of this. Big tune, that one. Very, very big tune. Volume A and Iowa, Beyond the Void, feat Mimi Novalite. I think it's a dub at the moment, that one. I'm not sure what's cracking with it. I might be mistaken, but I'm sure it's coming at some point. Next one. Listen, my guy Torture. The man himself, the man who's got absolute dance floor murderers coming out of his fucking ears. You get me? The guy's ridiculous. The guy's got constant tunes. He sends out like bare tunes and they're always sick. Every single one of them sick. We've got stuff together. We've actually got an EP coming, the Bandito EP, which is going to include the original Bandito, the VIP, my remix on the production, and it's coming on a sick label. I don't know whether I can reveal that now. Or it might even, by the time this comes out, this podcast, you might already know, but it's coming sooner than you think. Anyway, Torture recently released on February the 23rd, the Purple Net EP. Came out on LDH, shout out the Liverpool Dubstep Heads, another very, very consistent label. I've picked 2 tunes off this EP actually. I'm going to play another one later on if I have time. I might not. But this one's another smooth one, which is wicked to see because I know Torture is smashing out these dance floor killers, which we all know and love. But it's good to see this side of him as well. I know he's a very talented producer. He can make stuff like this. So this one I've picked is the first tune off the EP. It's called Purple Net, as the EP is titled, and yeah, this is another smooth one. So alright, Torture, Purple Net from the Purple Net EP, released on LDH Records. Okay then, so that one was Torture, Purple Net, off his recent Purple Net EP, which, as I said, was released on LDH, Liverpool Dubstep Heads, so that one's out now. Right, next one. What do you know about Tubbs? mythical Tubbs, Skiles Tubbs, one of my favourite guys, but also one of my favourite producers. He's back after a little hiatus, similarly with the label that it's been released on. This is Strictly 140, which is also run by one of my good friends, Gasman, so it's good to see them back. This one's applicably named. It's called Summer Day, and also it's a double tracker, so this has come out with Brother on the other side of this. This one's a feel-good tune, man. It's good to see Tubbs back. As I say, it's out on Strictly 140 right now. 2 tunes, and this one is Summer Day.
You got me.
Tubbs, Summer Day here on the Dungeon Beats podcast, out on Strictly 140 right now. Hebby, our guy Hebby, another Don from the roster, is gonna be playing in London at Impact Bass times Natural High Power. And wait till you hear this lineup. Not only is there man like Hebby, you've got Distance on there, LX1, Crazy D on the mic, and then bear more in support. So that is the 4th of May in Loki or Loci, which is in Brixton, London. And yes, if you want to catch Heavy here in the UK, then I advise you get down. 4th of May, Loci, Brixton, and that is impact bass times natural high power. Next one I'm going to spin is a tune by Heavy. This one is one of my favorites. This is a staple. This is one of them that since it was sent over and since it was released, I still ain't taking it out of any of my sets because it's just an absolute banger. This one, Heavy, industry standard dub. Industry standard dub by Heavy there, which is in relation to him playing over in London on the 4th of May, Loci Brixton. Make sure you are there. I played a tune from Delta and Koza last time off the Delta and Friends EP, which was released on Locust Sounds. I then did one of these things, you know, on if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see every so often I do these little barring sessions over 4 tunes that have been recently released. One of them was that Koza and Delta tune. Koza flung me a pack of tunes after this, and my days, they're all nuts. This one I'm going to play is a tune with Logan, because obviously we like repping the roster here on the Dungeon Beats podcast. So this one is Koza and Logan, and it's called Mad, applicably named because it is nuts. I'm not sure what the deal is with this one. I think it's a dub for now, unless it's sneakily come out or is sneakily been announced to come out. But yeah, this one's like a wobbly UK funky banger, and you know Logan obviously fits on any style of rhythm fine. So yes, this one is called Mad, and it's by Koza and Logan.
Yeah.
mommy turn
We all
mad.
go a little mad sometimes.
When on the talk to me, on the waffle talk to me proper. This one, yeah, soundboy, very Alex, them moving proper. Logan, yeah, me, I reach out proper. When on the talk to me, on the waffle talk with respect. Me not get bad chat, me not get check. Them boy can't get me for that check. Big soundboy, me are the best. When on the talk to me, on the waffle talk to me nice. Cause we want to get to be soundboy live. No, so we ready for the war. Wicked and we wide. When on the talk to me, on the best talk with chest. Cause me not talk with no low confidence. But make sure you talk with sense. You don't want me to take no offense. Mad, then I want me turn mad. 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 If me turn mad, everything my contract some turn mad. Them no one see me turn mad. We talk me attack, no gas. Them must want see me shell some money. Make up white test me that free anybody. Left for some system and every cemetery. DVDs how white get buried, them a get buried. Them a get buried. Them not ready for the but them not ready. Me not know why them boy like one, like them one bar. In the war, none of them not ready. Them a fit take time. They coulda never try forward with their crime. None of them boy that have that no gun, no calls are never done. Mad, mad, then I want me turn mad. 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 Mad, then I want me turn mad.
Sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Alright then, there we go. Koza and Logan, mad applicably named. That one is absolutely daft, mate. I can't wait to spin that in a dance because I'm sure it'll cause some absolute damage. Right, I'm going to play one more tune before we get into this LSN interview, and you know, as always, I gotta squeeze some self-promo in. Misfit has recently released his new EP, which is called Lowercase. It was out on the 4th of April. It's got 4 tunes on there. This guy's a wicked producer, man. Very diverse. This sort of sound I love jumping onto vocal as well. So this one is called Elevated. It's featuring myself. It's Misfit on production. As I say, it's out now on the Lowercase EP. So yes, make sure you go and check it out. Misfit Elevated featuring myself on the vocals.
Elevated pressure. Elevated pressure. Listen.
Yo. Elevated pressure. Elevated. Why? Elevated pressure. See if it was luck and take your measure. Freezing advise you save one. Whoa. Yo. Yeah. Elevated pressure, yeah, what? Yo, elevated, yo, elevated pressure. See if it was luck and take your measure. Freezing advise you save one, what? Yo, yeah, elevated pressure. Run with that, then I made it better. Spicy, you lot can't feign your pepper, yo, elevated pressure. See if it was luck and take your measure. Freezing advise you save one sweater, yeah. Elevated, shelf life, them that are way outdated. I can see through what's orchestrated. I know some of you's bought them playlists with pot skin, but them more than scathing. Fakeness, them have been caught, they're blatant. Over the top, that sword for shaving. Under the rest, we've caught and blaming. Yeah, pressure goes higher. Short circuit, overload them wires. Trusted me, man, I know them buyers. Too smooth, might have to throw them tires. Yeah, claw and grip. Kill sound always a flawless hit. Badness, me, I don't talk the stick. I've let it all, but it's all the slip. Yeah, all this mouth. After ask what you're talking about. Leave off, please, we can't all be renowned. Workproof, I got corpus amounts. High press, that's closing them down. It's my gaff, I can show them around. Instead of not spraying at randoms, please my guy, just focus the rounds. Yeah, found my audit, still got pressure from outside forces. My research, me, I found them sources. I'm about, not bound like horses. Yeah, deal with pressure from where back been brain endeavour. Show my guy, we can see you're clever, but how come that you can't keep up now? Yo, what? Elevated pressure. Run with that, then I made it better. Spicy, you lot can't feign your pepper. Yo, elevated pressure. See for what's not contain your measure. Freezing advice, you save one sweater. Yo, what? Elevated pressure. Run with that, then I made it better. Spicy, you lot can't feign your pepper.
And structures and expectation, ritual, chemical manipulation, lost in the maze of your past reflections, searching for answers but only finding questions, walking the pathways of your confusion. There's order in chaos, but no resolution. So offer yourself to oblivion. Numb to the feeling, it's stillness in motion. The greatest illusion. There is no life, just processes of erosion. Clarity buried deep in the distortion. Are we stardust? Are we human? Reality is the greatest illusion. Processes of erosion. Depths of your mind, piecing together the fragments you find. Time is a healer, but it's what breaks us. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Reality
right, so we're back on the other side of that one, which was LSN Oblivion, and I'm happy to say I've got Jim and Dan here with me. What's good, guys? How are we doing?
Is Emmanuel all right?
Yeah, good, dude. Just chilling.
I know we was talking before about time zones and stuff. Where are you finding yourselves in the world at this moment in time, or is that just for my sake?
Well, I'm on Vancouver Island in BC in Canada now. I've made a little move over here from North Wales, where we've both been for like 10 years, and then Jim.
Yeah, I just moved up to Stockport like last week.
Stockport,
So,
not too far from where I'm originally from, actually. Stockport. I'm up in Preston. How are you finding it? So, first of all, then, Dan, how's Canada treating you? And then I'll get on to Stockport after.
Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it so far. People love bass music out here, which is really good. It's more like a staple out here than an underground niche, you know what I mean? So I'm enjoying the opportunity to be out here and just spread our sound a bit further, which is good.
That's what we're after doing. Jim, what about yourself? How's the bass scene in Stockport?
well, it's pretty thriving from what I've gathered. But I mean, I've literally been here a week, and for about 4 of those 7 days I was ill, so not much to report yet. But
Fair enough, no problem. All right, go on. Sorry, Jim.
high hopes for the near future, mate. There's some good stuff on the way from the looks of it.
Good stuff. All right, wicked. So it's obviously well documented that LSN obviously used to be it used to be consisting of quite a few more members, but now it's just you two. So in terms of the dynamic, one important question: it's been a long time you've been together. Do you still like each other, guys?
Yeah. I'd say we've done pretty well as a duo, as a couple of people. Myself, anyway. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, we're like family at this point, yeah.
Yeah,
It's been so long
completely.
working together.
Wicked.
It's just a bad habit more than anything now, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, man.
Dying hard.
What's changed then with the move? What's changed in terms of how it works with your production process? How's that going nowadays, with obviously it being a long distance relationship now?
It's a bit slower than it was.
Yeah.
But still managing to be productive. We've made quite a, considering how long Cam's been out there now.
Yeah, we've got a lot on the bubble, but we're also in a position where we're kind of like not rushing to put music out as easy now. We want to we're looking to just build another new catalogue basically, because we've already done that once, so it's kind of like a new era for us, new sound. We're also into different sounds, and both of us have got the way we input into the project has got different influences even as well, so I think we're maturing more than anything, aren't we, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's less pressure than there's ever been now, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Wicked. I mean, you can hear these different directions that you've been exploring. Obviously, even so, in the last year, you're extremely consistent. We're going to touch on that when we get later on into the interview. I just did play Oblivion. I can't believe that it's been 10 years since that tune. For me, that's a legendary tune. I think it was the first way I discovered you guys, actually. And it was through, so I'm going to mention 2 words for you. I don't know if these mean a lot to you or if you can touch on them, but Minimal Mondays. What does that mean to you?
Entrance into underground dubstep.
Yeah, it was a hell of a time.
Yeah, we need to get back to that sound, really, more minimal percussive bass driven stuff.
In general, or you guys?
Maybe both going on there. Yeah, Kenzo might have dropped a tune from us that we've done with Joe Nice, and it's kind of like we seem to be like focusing on percussion and just more minimalism, like it was back then a bit more. You know what I mean? So
it was
yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good time. Minimal Mondays, I mean, it's probably one of the most influential shows in terms of my musical taste, and even now. So all right, so first tune we're going to play is a newish one with a guy called 9 Train, who's a wicked producer as well. This one's Infinity Pool. So this was released on the Unknown EP back in 2023. So as I say, you had a very, very consistent year in 2023, but we'll touch on that in the future. This one was released on Hardcore Energy. So yes, we'll get back into it on the other side of this one. This one, Infinity Pool, LSN with 9 Train. Okay, so back on the other side of that one, as mentioned, that was Infinity Pool with 9 Train, released on the Unknown EP in 2023. Right, so that label you released on there, adequately named Hardcore Energy. I was absolutely loving the vibe on the whole of this EP. Can we talk? We did talk about your musical direction at the moment. It's very diverse. It's hard to pinpoint. So can we talk about a bit about this EP, how it came about, and all the influences, and how you came together with this sort of concoction of sounds?
Yeah. Do you want to go for it, Jim?
Yeah, Dan was a big driving force on this one, to be fair, with the whole breakbeat influences.
I'd say though, Jim, this was probably the first EP where somebody asked us to make an EP rather than us chasing and trying to get tunes signed, wasn't it, as well? Which was nice. That was good. But yeah, we just got hit up by Hardcore Energy guys, and yeah, they said they'd be down for putting an EP out. But first, they released one of our tracks on their this compilation series they've done with pretty off-radar artists and stuff. So they put one of our tunes in that, which is a collab with a girl called Ruby Jones. And from that, they said they'd be up for putting out an EP. And then from there, we'd kind of been breakbeats have kind of always been within our sounds in one way or other, haven't they, Jim?
Always an immense degree, done either full breakbeat tunes or breakbeat edits, or just use them as a backbone of our entire beat writing process. But never focused on it in this sort of regard.
No, not like this. No.
I mean,
but we did.
Sorry, go on. You've never shied away from being experimental in your productions. I know, obviously, in numerous, you've obviously made D&B tunes. There's hardcore tunes. There's dubstep. Obviously, you've made absolutely all sorts. So it's obviously not really I don't know. You've always been a production duo now that has pushed the boundary. So in that sense, it's definitely an interesting EP. Collaborations. I just wanted to touch on recently. Just quickly, obviously you've collaborated with many people. I'm going to play another one next, actually, but 9 Train, there's a couple more names on the EP. So how do they come about, and how does that work? I mean, obviously you're collaborating from across the globe, and then you're adding another producer to that sort of potion. How does that work?
Well, it's funny you say that, actually, because we've always kind of looked at this project as a collaborative project, really.
It's always ended idea. Start we said it was a collective of like-minded producers, and whether or not that's people that were involved with the group or outside people, we just wanted to keep this open policy sort of thing.
That's how we look. We've always looked at it like that. So it's an ever-evolving, creative, almost like a cooperative. That's how me and Jim see it, anyway. So we've always wanted that.
At least you're on the same page with it, though. So that works, and obviously it's difficult in terms of some ways to find the right people to collaborate with. The people who've got the same wavelength as you, the same people, the people that are obviously in the same musical direction as yourself. But you seem to get that right all the time. So you've obviously got a decent judge of character as well. I'm gonna play another collaboration. Actually, the next one is. Well, first off, you need a congratulations, because securing a synchro collaboration is a pretty big move for any producer. So this one is called Emerald. It's Synchro and LSN. It was released on Synchro Music, and then we'll have a little chat about this one afterwards as well. All right. All right then, so that one was Emerald, which was LSN in collaboration with Synchro. As I say, guys, a Stuff of Dreams, Synchro collab, and also what a heater. Any words on this one?
It's a big tune.
This cartoon's just what it is, really. We've both known Joe for a long time. We've been good friends for a long time, and then yeah. When none of us have ever put pressure on making music with each other on each other, but then we made This Town, which was weirdly a collaboration between me, Jim, and Roger Robinson, and then we didn't use that. That ended up we sent it to Joe, and then Joe flipped it completely, and then from there we ended up doing Emerald. And we have talked about a collaborative project, but whether that ever happens, I don't know. But we're super happy with just putting out some tunes with Joe because he's a good guy and top producer.
Yeah, big inspiration as well, and yeah, hopefully we'll get more down in the future.
Yeah, we got some for that one as well. Sorry, we got a good friend back home who shouldn't say this on camera or film really, maybe, but. He gifted us a load of library CDs, like for film and broadcast. So we found some pretty unique samples on one of those CDs for that track as well, which is cool.
Yeah,
wicked. Yeah, bit of a dungeon beats exclusive there as well. Some criminal activity. Right. So what I talked about before in regards to consistency. I mean, it's a word that's often thrown about, and sometimes it's not massively deserved. But you lot have definitely achieved consistency. Even in the last year alone, the output is incredible. So how do you deal with the balance in terms of sort of real life responsibilities while keeping this output strong and obviously making sure that the quality's up there, which it is?
That's a difficult question for anybody on the planet right now, I think. What do you think, Jim? I know what Jim's gonna say.
Yeah, it's been hard, yeah. I mean, found ourselves increasingly sort of hiding away in the music side of things from the difficulties of real life, I'd say.
Yeah, completely.
With the big shifts going on with me and Dan recently, Dan moving across the other side, so me in Wales, not recently, and it's just been a chaotic time all around. And besides just us, I mean, I'm sure everyone's been having a chaotic time the last few years, wherever you are, it doesn't seem great.
We're both trades dudes as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we both have we have the ability to make money, and I ran my own business for a bit, so kind of always use that as a buffer, make money, slow down, get in the studio, do a load of work, back to work, and we've kind of always juggled it like that, haven't we? Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say I wasn't sure if maybe it was a case if you were stacking tunes for a long period of time and then releasing with this sort of schedule, because obviously I don't know, 2023 last year you released a lot of music, so
that's because we actually started releasing it ourselves. Because up until there we were on label schedules. So I'd say for the last 5 years, me and Jim have been setting ourselves up for doing it ourselves more. There's a big conversation going on about all this at the moment, but I mean, we've been prepping ourselves for a long time with it because we just tested all the angles we could go at, and we just know doing it yourself is the ultimate way, as long as you can crack it. But doing the time like we have with the labels is definitely really important as well. So we're kind of on the other side of that now, and we're just Yeah, we're just in a routine. Like
this is interesting. Actually, I've got a few questions on this later on relating to labels and stuff along the lines of the do-it-yourself attitude. So I'll touch on it again, but that's definitely interesting to hear. So the next one I'm gonna play is a personal favorite actually of you guys', which is another collaboration with Roger Robinson you mentioned earlier, and one of my favorite all-time MCs, Ryder Shafiq. This one is called System Fail, and it's off the Misuse of Power album on Century.
That's cool. It's kind of like one of those tracks that just gone under the radar. You know what I mean?
Now this one's wicked, and it's always. I'm gonna speak to you about it afterwards. But no, in fact, I'll ask you now because it's sort of a good way to lead into the tune. But how important is it for you guys that there's some sort of message coming across with your music, whether that be through an MC or just through your production style? Is that important, or is it sometimes just vibe? What's your opinions on that?
I think
90% of the time, yeah, I'd say it's we're trying to get something across.
Yeah, or just something out of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of vibe. But yeah, admittedly, I've always had a bit of an edge because I listened to too much System of a Down when I was a kid and shit. Stuff like that. Jim's come from that background as well. But yeah, I kind of think that's where me and Jim connect really well, is because I've got a different look and Jim's got a different look, but it kind of joins in the middle on a lot of topics that people relate to and listen and vibe off. I kind of think, yeah, we're just like, we write stories, don't we, Jim, rather than just beats and tracks. We try.
God, no, it's inspiring to hear, because a lot of the time, if I'm sitting down to produce a tune, I'll often just whack something out and go, and not really thinking about what I'm actually trying to achieve. So it's good to hear that actually sitting down and planning and thinking about what you're trying to get across is important.
I don't think we do that though, do we, Jim?
Well, I guess we did with the album, yeah.
I think, yeah, but what I'd say is kind of like we get into a routine of we start some sort of project, and as the project develops, like we always end up picking the best tracks, which end up making this more whole story, don't we? That's what I've noticed over time.
Yeah, there has been a lot of time developed itself. There's been a lot of times that like we've made a bunch of stuff and then looked at it afterwards and been like, oh yeah, this is like telling us a little story in and of itself, like without us consciously trying to.
Yeah, definitely. It's like you're subconsciously making these cohesive projects, which is obviously, well, it probably comes through you working with each other for so long, and you've got this sort of connected vision nowadays as well, which is good. But anyway, either way, I'm going to play this next one, which is LSN with Ryder Shafiq and Roger Robinson. This one is called System Fail, and as I say, it was released on the Misuse of Power album on Century Records.
Life cycle. This is life cycle. We cannot escape what is written, what has been foretold. These paths assigned, for it's bigger than you or I. Much bigger. Much bigger. Much bigger. Life cycle, life cycle. Shit. Life cycle, life cycle. Men in suits and ties tell us many lies, but we got to keep on rising. Keep rising. Seize their master plan. Castles built on sand. Time to look for new horizon. For real, it's clear to see that the system failed. Sons and fathers end up in jail. Make us feel like we don't belong. Make us too weak to sing our song. But every good man must have his day. Evil men will just fade away. Make sure you're on some solid ground when the walls come tumbling down. Walls fall, men die. Life cycle repeats and repeats and will continue to repeat until we get it right. Nature's course cannot be denied, neither forced nor ignored. Her rules must always be applied and respected. Reflect on your ways and correct your perspective on what really matters. What it means to be alive in these times and who qualifies to advise. For those who claim to lead, mislead and deceive. Misuse of power, power that is perceived but still never escapes this cycle. This cycle where walls fall and men die. Thieves and parasites put money over lives, but we got to keep on rising. Think they have it all. Rich men often fall. Time to look for new horizons. It's good to see that the system failed. Sons of fathers end up in jail. Make us feel like we don't belong. Make us too weak to sing our song. But every good man must have his day. Evil men will just fade away. Make sure you're on some solid ground when the walls come tumbling down. Keep rising.
Okay, so we're back again on the other side with LSN. We've got Jim and Dan, and as we were saying, we've just recently played Ryder Shafiq, Roger Robinson, System Fail, produced by LSN. So, like we've talked about, that tune definitely has some sort of a message. It's interesting to hear that you think that one's gone under the radar. So hopefully people can go and check that out because it's a big tune. Vocalists, how do you find working with them? I mean, are they specifically handpicked? Are you very hands-on in the process, or do you just sort of give them a beat and say, run with it, have a go?
Depends, really.
Yeah, it's different every time, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, we'll write something with someone in mind. And, like, in the early days of LSN, we were working with Gwen a lot. Like, she would be in the studio with us, so, like, she'd be an active part of writing the beat as well. But then a lot of other times, like this one with Roger and Ryder, we'd sort of written the beat with them in mind. I think, did we have the acapella with Rogers already, or did that come after?
Wasn't that like an outtake from Black Space?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
An outtake from another project. But I don't know, I think when it comes to the vocals, me and Jim have always wanted that person to align with how we think as well. You know what I mean? That's always been quite important for us. And yeah, we've been lucky to work with some of the best in the game now, I think, which is really nice. And develop like close relationships as well. So I think we've always known that vocalists, it's good practice, isn't it, working with vocalists, because it's like the hardest part of the studio, I think.
Because they're a nightmare sometimes.
I was going to say, it's always dead interesting how different people like send you their vocals.
Yeah, I'm perceiving
their interpretation of what they think they should be giving you, or like, you know, they haven't quite understood what you were after and things, or you get about 70 different files and it's like, yeah, just make something out of
that. I gotta just say, throw in there, Jim is an absolute vocal master.
Right, so that helps. Well, obviously you've been kept on your toes by these years and years of experience of people sending you different sort of these folders full of 70 different tapes and all that sort of stuff. It's a nightmare, man. But yes, all right. And so we briefly touched on labels before. So this was a Century release, Anti-Youngster. So how important for you to, obviously you did mention that Hardcore Energy actually hit you up and said, we want you to make this EP, like, and which is obviously giving you some sort of direction from the off. Otherwise, how important is it that a label matches your sort of vision, and what is it you look for exactly? I know you're going more down the self-release route now, but what is it you look for when a label gets in touch with you?
Quality of the music more so than anything, wouldn't you say, Jim? Yeah. We've got to be, yeah. I'd say the music has to be in line more than anything, but
I'm quite interested in labels that are willing to sort of take risks, I think, and like do things that are a bit different to what everyone else is trying to do, maybe.
Yeah, definitely getting more into that realm as well now, aren't we? A little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been, I don't know. I think me personally, it's been good to work with people we know have innovated already. You know what I mean? To get that experience and work with artists that are already, if anything, tastemakers and setting the way. I thought it'd be like an apprenticeship essentially. Like writing that album with Youngster was like, we wrote the album, but Youngster, A&R'd it with us, and that was an experience in itself. Like,
I was gonna say actually, how hands-on in the process is he when it comes to the album? Are you sort of sending him a bag of demos and then he's sort of working him with you, or how does that work?
Yeah, kind of track by track. Yeah. So every time we'd make something or something we thought would be right for it, we'd send it him over and get some thoughts on it. Probably like, sort of like, turn this down, maybe throw that in there, switch this up. And yeah, it was definitely different to how we'd worked before.
Yeah, it was good. I quite enjoyed it, like, because we know that Youngster's done that with so many leading artists anyway. It was an interesting insight for us on like how other people think about the genres and stuff. So yeah, I found it interesting as well. Definitely.
Sick.
So yeah.
So I'm just gonna briefly touch back on this this obviously new direction of self-releasing. What I was going to ask you is, do you think it's necessary nowadays for younger artists to search for a label, or is self-releasing obviously much more viable in our scene particularly? What's the sort of advice? I know there's probably not a straight up answer, but just your opinions on that.
Personally, I think a label is a good way to build a fan base, because at the end of the day, a label exists and has that structure that you putting out a self-release wouldn't necessarily be able to build in that first thing. But if you want something rewarding, by all means self-release it, because there are ways, and like, it's easier than ever to do it now. Like kid, Bandcamp, all these things, and you get in touch with the right people, send it to the right people.
Yeah, learning how it works is important for you to get to the self-release part and do it well, I think. Yeah. But I mean, we've got a friend from back home in North Wales called Ren, and he got to the top of the UK album charts the other week with no outside support at all on his own.
Ren's wicked, man. He's so
Ren?
Yeah, I do.
Everybody knows Ren. But yeah, he did all that himself, little guy from a little village in Wales, and he hasn't even done a performance for that album, and he top of the UK album charts, and everything's coming into Ren. So kind of, he's inspired us and me personally, like 10 years into this, knowing that that's the way to have a career when it comes to money, basically.
Definitely.
So
from a financial sense, I think you're probably right. I think obviously in terms of the dubstep, our dubstep scene, it's not as easy to connect the dots sometimes between fan bases if you've not initially released on labels. So it does help in that sense sometimes, but I suppose it's horses for courses. It depends. Next one I'm going to play is from another sick label, as you mentioned before, Article, Jay Kenzo. You've released on there a few times now. So this one's a stomper, man. This one actually took me by storm. This one's called Perry Power. Is there anything you want to say about this one?
Rest in peace, Lee Scratch, innit? It's a weird one though, isn't it, Jim? Like that, the morning Lee Scratch Perry passed away, we started that stepper style beat. We started the stepper style beat, and then kind of had Lee Scratch in mind that morning for some reason, and then
turned out he passed away.
Yeah, found out he passed away, and then Jim found that sample and got that sample in there, and we're like, boom! It's an honor. It's an ode to Lee Scratch, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying to honor like sound system culture.
Out to the Pisces crew.
So this one, LSN Perry Power, R.I.P. Lee Scratch Perry. This one released on Article Music back in 2023. As I said, a very, very busy year. So we'll get back into it and we'll wrap this up on the other side of this one.
The word is good. Good over evil. The word is not love. The word is good. So you know what love is? Love is lost. Love is lost.
Okay, so back on the other side again with Jim and Dan from LSN. That one was Perry Power, released on Article Music last year. Canada. I want to talk to you briefly about Canada. LSN have got a tour coming up out there. There's a few dates there. I don't know if you remember specifically where they are, Dan, but I think there's 4 in total. If you want to plug them, if possible.
Oh, there's more. It's building up quite a lot at the moment. We're getting like more and more offers. We're going to be doing a gig with Dega Sound soon as well. That's on the cards.
Nice.
There's potentials for a couple of gigs in Vancouver now as well, but I can have a look.
So I think I've got a few here. There's Nanaimo on May the 10th.
Yeah, so that's Nanaimo, and that's on the Renegade sound system, but debatably the best sound system in BC. So I'm looking forward to that. And Kilbourne's on the Dungeon Beats family, which is weird because I've moved to this island and then unintentionally this has all happened. I didn't know Kilbourne was here.
Wow.
So it's just all worked nicely. Like the joining of him getting onto Dungeon Beats to do Agent is like weird, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that one definitely. But yeah, we're just going to keep trying to build them, and then hopefully Jim can get out for some more closer to the East Coast and the middle of Canada.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. Well, there you hear it really. If there's any promoters there listening from the East Coast, then make sure you get in touch and you can get the duo out there. Okay, so just to roll it out while Dan's searching for some more dates, we'll throw them out at the end.
I literally just got a poster for one now. 25th in Cumberland of May.
Perfect. And I've got, I do have another. Lund Powell River on May the 18th and May the 11th.
Powell River.
Roberts Creek or something. That's the one with Dega Sound. Listen,
that's the one with Dega.
We'll
that's
confirm
like you gotta get a boat.
We'll confirm all this. Listen, if you keep your eyes out on LSN socials and the Dungeon Beat socials, we'll make sure we confirm all the dates if you want to catch LSN out in Canada. Just to wrap it up then, guys, what's going on in the future? Are there any releases planned that you can talk about? What's the future direction? Just anything you want to touch on going forward, really?
We've kind of been in remix season a bit, haven't we, Jim?
Yeah.
So we've got a remix for Kiva dropping. We've remixed that Snapdragon for Kiva.
Sick.
We've done a Truth. We've remixed one of Truth, that Truth Youngster and N-Type tune, Connected Illusions, and then otherwise, yeah, we're just like stacking them. We've been
That's going real nice. Been pretty cool.
Yeah, we've got some interesting collabs with Joe down. They're like different, so I'm buzzing about them. And otherwise, yeah, we've chatted about a third album maybe, but on our own terms this time. So it's all what we think. And then otherwise, yeah, we've also linked up with some videographers out here now as well. So basically, got a videographer team that want to just work with us and collab with us. So we might have filmed. I might have done something already in a abandoned powerhouse.
Maybe.
Might have already happened. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff with that going down.
Sick.
So yeah, we're just waiting to edit that. I put that Venom in it, by the way. Hope that's all good.
Of course. It's an honor in this stuff that may or may not have already happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, we're just happy to be still making music, aren't we, Jim?
Yeah, man.
Sick. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's an honor to have you on. Thank you very much. And we're going to close out with this one, which is the Renegade VIP, which obviously is coming out on the next installment of the Dungeon Beat subscriber series. So if you're not subscribed and you want that tune, then make sure you go and sign up. Guys, thank you very much for your time. It's muchly appreciated.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Thank you for that. Really enjoyed it.
Thanks very much
for having us.
Take care.
Safe, dude.
Take care.
All right then, so big thank you to LSN for joining us there. That one was the Renegade VIP, and as mentioned, that is only available to subscribers who are subscribed to the Dungeon Beats VIP. It'll never hit streaming. It's never going to be released on Bandcamp, Juno, all that stuff. The only way you can get that is by subscribing to the Dungeon Beats VIP. On there already, as we mentioned before, is a tune by Argo, a tune by Owlman. You'll also have access to the upcoming EP that's coming from Sub Rolls, loads of music, and then obviously you get offers on merch. We're going to have stuff like sample packs coming, some of the offers. So yes, keep your eyes peeled for that one. Raz is a guy that his name is unavoidable at the moment if obviously you listen to dubstep. So consistency and levels. He's got both, you can't go wrong. 2nd of February of this year, he released the Breadbox EP on Jay Kenzo's Article Music. It's 4 tracks. I've picked a tune called Flex, and this one, obviously after listening to some of them LSN tunes which were very heavily breaksy inspired, this is a combination of sort of breaks and dubstep, which is always a sick combination. So yes, man like Raz, this one's called Flex and it's out now on Article Music. Raz with Flex there, which as I said is out now on Jay Kenzo's Article Music. Next one I'm gonna play is by The Untouchables, another one on the roster. And also I'm just gonna mention an upcoming date that they've got, which is at the Up To Date Festival in Poland, which starts on the 30th of May, lasts until the 2nd of June. It's in Białystok. I'm probably absolutely butchering that name, but it's in Northern Poland. There you go. The lineup also includes Pinch, back-to-back Madam X, Mantra, Loafer, Kid Drama, back-to-back Alegria, and many, many more. So if you're in Northern Poland, then it's worth going and checking out that festival. I'm going to play a tune by the Untouchables here called Savage Land, which came out on Volume 2 on Dungeon Beats, which is a compilation which has a lot of sick music on there. So if you didn't check that, then go and check it out, obviously after this podcast is finished. But yes, Savage Land by the Untouchables, and the Untouchables will be at the Up To Date Festival starting on the 30th of May. Man's a proper roller, man. We love them underneath rollers. Hang tight, the Untouchables on that one. Savage Land. It came out on Volume 2 on Dungeon Beats. Alright, we're going to try and keep squeezing them in until the end of the show. Sometimes it gets tight. I've got a list and I don't think I'm going to get through all of them, but it's all good. Sometimes we have to flex dubs. Guys, we have to flex dubs. Cert One is a producer that is from Ulster, Ireland, or he lives in Ulster, Ireland. He sent me a pack a while ago and it was full of goodness. I'm not going to lie, a bag of tunes. The one I'm going to play is named Nightmares, and it definitely sounds like a nightmare. This is a dark and dingy one. So yes, hang tight, Cert One. Thanks for sending over the tunes, brother. If you do want to send over any tunes, just hit up my email, which is rackj@outlook.com. If you're a producer, vocalist, whatever, any sorts of music, I'm not really fussed. Just send it over. Anyway, this one, Cert One, and it is called Nightmares.
yourself. There's nothing. There's no self. And how would you like to be remembered? Doesn't matter. What were your dreams as a child? Nightmares. What were your dreams as a child? Nightmares. How would you describe yourself? There's nothing. There's no self. And how would you like to be remembered? Doesn't matter. What were your dreams as a child? Nightmares.
That one's nasty. That is a nasty one. Cert one there with Nightmares. Next one, I'm squeezing a bit. I'm trying. The next one is we're going back ever so slightly. As I mentioned in the previous two podcasts, I ain't just gonna play dubs and tunes that have been released in the last month. Sometimes I want to go back slightly. This ain't even going back far, but I don't like this culture of dubs or nothing kind of thing, you know what I mean? So Chad Dubs, one of my all-time favourite dubstep producers. This is from his follow-up on Deep Medi after his album release last year. I think Chad's one of them guys who doesn't get enough credit. He's getting his flowers now, obviously with some Medi releases and all that, but I still think he's underrated in terms of consistency in his tunes. I think he's up there with the very, very best. Sang tight, Chad. This one was released back in November last year, as I said, on Medi. It's from the Blouse and Skirt EP, which was 4 tracks, but this one's the title track. It's called Blouse and Skirt, and it's another nutty one from Chad as per usual. So yes, strap in, Chad Dubs, Blouse and Skirt.
When the sound them start play, when the rhythm them start play, it's a different blouse and skirt dimension. start play, when the rhythm them start play, it's a different blows and skirt dimension.
Alright, Blausinska, Chad Dubs, wicked tune as per usual from the man himself. Alright, next one. I'm so happy to see this name flying about again. I seen him post a tweet the other week, or maybe a month or so ago, saying yes, back and ready to get consistent again. The guy's name is Jams. Obviously, wicked MC, wicked producer. This one I'm going to play is off Warrior Dubs. So Warrior Dubs is a new sort of imprint that he started, which I believe it might be Bandcamp only, but I might be tripping with that. Either way, you can join the WhatsApp community, so you can have access to the studio in there where you can post your whips and all that sort of stuff and speak with other like-minded people. And then in that WhatsApp community as well, Jams drops you free music every month, which will eventually be coming on Bandcamp. So one of these tunes is this one, which is Long For Them, which is produced by Gesha. It's got a feature from K-Dot, or in fact it's not really a feature because the two share the legwork on it. It's Jams and K-Dot. As I say, it's from Warrior Dubs, Jams' new imprint, and it's Long For Them, and it's produced by Gesha, sorry.
Big raid and then K-Dot, that's stress. Big Don's out to London and Chef. Nothing I'm too, cause the link ups, man, same time, that's where I got a shout out, yes. Sipping all of the dark ending cups, something's getting lit down like Puff Cuff Quest. Serious thing, we ain't no one's friend, but cordial school, man, and say bless. Don't come here and start digging up chests. Now we gotta tell it how it is like press. All of them swag bars, man, are offloading that, now I gotta make it, did it impress. Roll my eyes when I hear them, like when I remember that I gotta pay my less. Thought you was gonna murk something until we landed, now look, man, I gotta decompress.
Stop the rhythm, man came up from the struggle, never had a pot to piss in. Them man made it in a pandemic, got shots on the river but I cost of living. Pussy yours don't want Dr. Glisten. If I spit bars, niggas got to listen. As long as all these thoughts are sniffing, I can show niggas I'm not to give in. Yo, Jams the myth, pass the spliff, I get trying to get lean, we're not activists. After this, we can draw two white girls to them in a BLM activist. I've mastered it, give me 20 minutes and Eddie Rhythm will get smashed to bits. The facts the list, I'ma shell down in this day show, then get back to biz.
This one's a shock for them, unexpected, it's a lot for them. A lot of men think they contest, but we're telling them straight up now that it's not for them.
Look at all these gal in the place, the all our things, they're not for them. Tryna clash shows this long for them, you don't wanna see the big dogs onto them. From big of a bomb, but they're a bingo Bernard. Coming with bar, but there is winter for y'all. I feel to clash, but they can't find a match. Little nigga, I'm Tinder with the bars. Roy Keane up, Mikey injured if I start. Popping, something like blingers in the dance. Bars, it takes them weeks to write. I write in 2 ticks and rip the shit in half. Check this one then, that one then. Like Saffron, man, I run a mad one then. Man, I bad boys when they G's on road. Them afraid until a man's back from pen. Yo, Jams, why are they dressed as a mascot then? Man love talk like they shot food, but man have been caught for a laptop theft.
Smash the pieces, man, had to cheat it. Tune was so mad that a man had to leak it. If I air survival of the fittest, I know why them I could the tracks and the weakest. They're the type to talk about beefing, but when you see them, then they don't mean it. It's all good, I know they're just reading from the scene, man, on stages and arenas. War who your XP's decreasing, ratings are depleted, soon to be deleted. Up on a man from morning to evening, turn him in an ash bear, smoking and steaming. No debate, so talking, no meetings, and no repeating, I'm just on heatings. Big Ski and K-Dots the peak, if they're not ready for all the style man I deal with. This one's a shock for them. Unexpected, it's a lot for them. A lot of men think they contest, but we're telling them straight up now that it's not for them.
Look at all these gal in the place, the all our things, they're not for them. Tryna clash shows this long for them. You don't wanna see the big dogs onto them.
This one's a shock for them. Unexpected, it's a lot for them. A lot of men think they contest, but we're telling them straight up now that it's not for them.
Look at all these gal in the place, the all our things, they're not for them. Tryna clash shows this long for them. You don't wanna see the big dogs onto them.
Big tune. Grime never went away. Obviously, we don't deal with that sort of narrative that, yeah, man, Grime's dead, all that business. We know it's been bubbling about, but I'm seeing it more and more in terms of sets, in terms of tunes, playable tunes. So it's good, man. I'm seeing it bubbling back to the surface again. So hang tight, jams, as I say, keep an eye on that. Warrior Dubs. There's going to be music, I think, coming pretty much every month for the foreseeable future. So make sure you keep up to date with that. All right, next one I'm going to play is one of the best tunes I've heard in a minute. This guy has absolutely come out of nowhere. Well, it seems he's come out of nowhere. If you get to know about the guy, you know, and you know his history, it's not the case. The guy's name is Skullflower, but in terms of dubstep, he's back after a hiatus. He's had previous aliases and all that sort of stuff, but his tunes technically are ridiculous, and they've got the vibe. That sort of thing is hard to come by, that combination. I'm one of them where if I'm making a tune and I get too technically involved with it, it ends up sounding dead and the vibe's gone. But you're gonna hear with this one, which is a dub, which is going to be coming out on his upcoming EP. I'm not sure if I can reveal an awful lot of information about that one, but it's coming. It's called Super Bounce. It's by Skullflower, and you're going to hear exactly what I'm talking about in terms of technical ability while keeping the tune ridiculously interesting and there's vibes. Hang tight, Skullflower. It's been a pleasure getting to know this guy recently. He's taught me a lot already, but yes, you're going to get to know more and more about him as the year goes on. Yes, Skullflower, and this one is called Super Bounce. I forgot to mention as well, this one's the last one, guys. I don't think I'm going to have time for any more, but yes. Right, you know what? Actually, since that one's a dub, then I'm just gonna keep it at that little clip. So we're gonna end out the show with another one. I'm aware I've not got long left, but yes. So the Bunkin EP, Bunkin and Nexus EP by myself and Arkham Sound was released last year. There's still vinyl available. It's available digitally. So if you're still looking to get some vinyl, get something copped, then there we go. I'm gonna close out on this one. I'm aware I've not got long left at all. So this one is Nexus, and it's by Arkham Sound, and it's my remix. It's out now on Dungeon Beats. So make sure you go check it out, guys.
boom, boom.